times I should have taken back this moment. These words I spoke, I know it. Now I can see clearly, I folded. I shouldered too much weight, I hold it. Too much pain, and it destroyed me. And then rebuilt me, and now it can feel me. It follows me everywhere I go, but it can never break me. Now I know I was lying to myself back then, but the truth was always out my pen. I fade back to myself in the end. I'm just one step away, I ascend. I climb that faded staircase, and I'm reaching in vain just to hold on to them once again. The memories seem to blend, my enemies and friends seem to vanish in the wind.
Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg with Doris Burke on the sideline. There's nothing else like it. The NBA on 2K Sports. It's Laker basketball at the Staples Center. Beautiful day outside. We are live in downtown Los Angeles. And now the New York Knicks starters. Melo and Amari at the forward slots. Landry Fields out there with Jeremy Lin. And it's Chandler in at the center position. And for the Lakers, World Peace and Powell in the forward slots. Sessions out there with Kobe. And it's Bynum in at the 5 spot. Now here's Kobe. There's the triple. Now here's Sessions. Defense right on him. Shoots over Fields. And the Lakers with another miss.
Tell you what, boy, it's hard to watch when the guy gets good shots and misses. He's missed everything. In this quarter. It was the Knicks getting swept out of the playoffs 4-0 by the Celtics, but don't think that the series was that lopsided. I mean, those first 2 games in Boston could have gone either way.
Kobe against Fields. Good.
Well, they needed that one finally. That's just 1 of 5 now overall.
Back to that Knicks-Celtics series, Clark. Boston had to come back in both those first 2 games, and the Knicks certainly made it interesting. They really did.
Yeah.
Steve, I know you enjoyed those and watched them.
Yeah, those were great games, particularly the first 2 in Boston. The Celtics had to really dig deep to win, and then once it was 2-0, it looked like New York just kind of let its guard down, and the Celtics took advantage.
We'll go to Doris Burke, who spoke with head coach Mike Brown. What's the news there, Doris?
He has a very specific approach laid out. He told me that they're going to concentrate on working the ball into the paint as much as possible today and taking advantage of what he believes is a significant edge for them on the interior. Guys?
Thanks, Doris.
Nice swipe there. You could see his eyes get wide open when he saw the opportunity to take the ball. You got to wonder about the effort defensively. They did not get back there.
Yeah, you know what? A beautiful finish one way or the other, though.
Well, you talk about Pau Gasol. You think about the luxury of having a 7-footer who can play the power forward or center spot. He's really the key to that Laker front line. Where the defense has to commit so much attention to him. He's just an important part of this offense.
That is good.
Now, you have to have such a great feel for the ball to get a finger roll like that to go.
Going back to the versatility of Pau Gasol. So skilled, he can pass, shoot, handle the ball, and do it all.
And we really haven't seen many players of his size, Kevin, with that wide array of talent. I mean, I mean, he'd be a really good player if he was only 6'4".
Yeah,
that's how skilled he is.
Well, there are a lot of good closers in the NBA, but for my money, Carmelo Anthony is the best guy in the fourth quarter when you absolutely need a bucket.
Matt Barnes is checked in for the Lakers. So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe. Steve just talked about Carmelo Clark as a clutch scorer. Stats back him up. Game on the line. There are few better in the league in doing that.
I would put him right at the very top of the list, too, top 2 or 3, because he can get it over you, he can get it around you, he can do it with his back to the basket, he can do it from the three-point line, and he's a really good free throw shooter. I mean, he is really one of the premier scorers in our league without question. Boy, I tell you, the Lakers are always tough on their home court. I mean, visiting teams can get a little starstruck, too. I mean, all kinds of celebrities hanging out in the crowd. Just as many famous people watching as actually playing in the game when you go play the Lakers.
Baron Davis, he's checked in for Jeremy Lin. Going back to that Lakers home record, 30-11. Last season, tied for the 5th best home record in the league. And Steve, you start overlapping, you know, the star watching at the games, good play on the floor. That's quite a scene.
It's a great scene, one of the great venues in the NBA. And the Lakers, they're competitive year in and year out. And they'll continue to be a tough team, whether it's at Staples Center or on the road.
The first one falls.
I thought Gasol got off to such a fast start last season, but he might have worn down as the season went on. He was asked to play big minutes, especially early when Andrew Bynum was out with the injury.
And making a change here, the Knicks. Novak's checked in. And then, of course, for Paul Gasol in the playoffs, a lot of disappointment with his play, Clark. A game, in fact, or 2 where he even got booed at the Staples Center.
Yeah, you never like to see that, but he clearly did struggle in the playoffs. And he's extremely gifted, but some have tended to try to question his mental toughness or killer instinct. And I quite honestly think it's unfair. He's got a disposition and demeanor that lends itself to that kind of criticism. But anytime you can perform the way he has, that's impressive. And it actually helps him, the fact that he's got a deferring type of personality, to be an ideal number 2 guy for the Lakers, with Kobe Bryant being the obvious lead dog there. So it's a good fit, I think.
That's interesting. Here's Davis. Goes up, and the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a 3-point play.
Now there's something for the top 10 highlight reel right there. A layup can be just as sweet and as pretty as a dunk sometimes.
And some changes here for the Lakers. Jordan Hill, he's checked in for Bynum, and Steve Blake is subbed in for Sessions.
Well, last season, Baron Davis was traded away from his hometown, L.A., with the Clippers to Cleveland. And that was a trade at the deadline that he actually took surprisingly well and played very well for Cleveland the rest of the year.
The Knicks with the lead.
Oh! Boy, that dunk got everybody up off their seat.
Oh, they're loving it, aren't they, Steve?
Well, how could they not? I mean, he put the cherry on top of the sundae on that.
Kobe misses.
They are setting the tone here early with their work on the boards.
Yeah, only a moderate advantage here, a slight one, but as the game wears on, it's one they'll definitely look to build on.
Blake hauled in, so it's the Lakers now. They trail by 3.
Oh, watch out below. Run for cover, young fella. With that one, boy, they got the crowd buzzing there.
Pretty perfect play all around.
What a fantastic dunk to finish it off, too.
And making a change here, the Knicks. Here is Davis.
I see him.
Guarded by Blake. And he stepped in the line, so they turn it over.
You know, something distracted him. The guy just kind of profiled right out of bounds.
Here's Kobe. 58 seconds left in the first quarter. Left side, Kobe. Baseline Jay on the way. That's good. Kobe's got 7 points.
And again, the lead changes hands.
Yep, back and forth we go, Steve. I mean, back and forth, back and forth. Neither side caving in.
Blake with the steal.
Great hands down low. Gets the takeaway.
They get the rebound. It's tipped.
The reaction was so quick. Incredible defense.
And it's Davis finishing it off. Guys, no one team gaining control early on.
Give and take, back and forth the whole way thus far.
Yeah, 6 lead changes already. And as Rasheed Wallace once said, both teams playing hard, my man.
And they're on the break. Goes up, and the jam by J.R. Smith.
Always some entertainment value when you go with the windmill jam.
Yeah, rim shaker and Steve a wrist breaker.
Outrageous, man.
A nice first quarter of play. We've seen plenty of offense so far. It's the Knicks. They lead by 3.
Just the start they wanted to this game. Solid offense. They got good ball movement. They established a nice rhythm.
Yeah, not stagnant.
And off we go. A close game now starting the second quarter. Here is Bibby.
Well, you know, it was interesting. The Knicks did not come up with more wins than losses against the West last year, but they were almost 500, 14-16 against the Western Conference.
So with Anthony sitting on the bench, here's who Mike Woodson's going with. We've got J.R. Smith, also Steve Novak out there, and it's Bibby in at the point guard. And Doris Burke has something for us. Hey, Doris.
Well, Kevin, Mike Brown is fully aware of the expectations in his first year as the Lakers head coach. He knows what he got into and understands what the Lakers consider success. Quote, "We don't play for second here." He will have his work cut out, though, given how the Lakers exited last year's playoffs.
Thank you, Doris. No doubt a lot of pressure on Mike Brown in his first year here in L.A.
Well, tough shoes to fill in Phil Jackson, and then a place, Los Angeles, where winning is expected. And if you don't win at all, it's been a failure.
And it's world peace missing. More on the Knicks and the West. For the East, that was one of their better records against the Western Conference.
Well, it makes sense. The Knicks have the style and mentality to play a more Western type game. In other words, getting up and down the floor, scoring big points, and really running as hard as you can on every possession.
Well, you know, a recent stat said that in the last 15 years, the Lakers are on average the best offense in the NBA. But in crunch time, ironically, they fall to around 12th best offensively. Not nearly as effective.
Here's what the Lakers are going with right now. Pau Gasol is checked in for Hill. And Kobe is subbed in for Steve Blake. And here's Kobe from the arc. The shot is off. Knicks will take it the other way. Going back to the Lakers and their letdown as far as crunch time offense goes. Good point by you. Steve, you take it now. Why do you think that's so?
Well, I think Kobe's not the player that he once was, Kevin. I mean, he's not as athletic. He's not as capable as he used to be getting shots off against any type of defense. And I think the rest of the guys maybe lost a little confidence in themselves as a result.
Lakers trailed by 11. Kobe draws it up. Again, the miss by Kobe.
Not able to find it here in the second. He's off stride and off track just a bit after that one he had earlier. There's a pretty play. A feathery lob pass in there. Nicely done.
That's exactly what it is. Laid it up there beautifully.
Yeah, no mistakes on either end, and a great touch on that layup.
All right, that was your Lakers, girl. Make some noise, fans.
Here's Kobe. 7 points in the game.
You know, you look at Carmelo Anthony, and last season left the Nuggets to join Amari Stoudemire in New York, and both high-scoring forwards. They give the Knicks a formidable 1-2 punch at the offensive end.
They really need to start looking elsewhere, guys, because he can't get anything to go.
Harrelson. No good. And it's the Lakers taking it the other way. And Clark, when you look at Carmelo and Amari as a tag team, you know, how do they stack up as a combo? In fact, Steve, let me direct it to you. Obviously, both very talented. Do you like the way their talents combine?
Well, I don't think they're ideal, Kevin, because they both need the ball in their hands a lot, and neither one really makes other people better. I mean, they're not selfish players, but they're scorers, and they need the ball to be effective. And so I think it's going to take some time for Amari and Carmelo to adapt to each other's styles and to figure out how to play with each other. And they needed that hoop to try to stop this run.
They just seem to keep coming up empty. They've got to slow it down and get a good shot.
Well, that was just a heave down court. I don't like their chances.
Here's world peace. And the Lakers with another miss. They need this one. Gasol gets the reach-in call. That's foul number 2 for him. And the Lakers with some changes. Murphy comes in for Pau Gasol. And Steve Blake is subbed in for Kobe. Here is Lynn. 15-point game. Outside Anthony. Doubled by Bynum. Anthony drawing the double team. Picked up by World Peace. And they get it back. Lakers trailed by 15. Amari Stoudemire with the rebound.
Oh, perfect opportunity to finish the break, and he blows it.
Okay, Steve, you have to be able to finish off plays like that. It's a must.
A nice shot by Lynn. And the Knicks lead by 17.
Well, last time Mike Brown coached in the NBA was with the 2010 Cavaliers. LeBron James's last year with Cleveland. And Mike Brown had a pretty good record with the Cavs. He even won Coach of the Year in 2009.
And it's Anthony slamming it down.
Yes, indeedy. Boy, I love that one. That's not just any plain dunk. That has some panache to it.
That's an energizer, guys. That is an energizer.
That is, and that will lift the whole team up.
We're getting back to Brown for just a second. Clark, a couple of 60-win teams under his watch, while in Cleveland, of course, LeBron James was there with him.
Yeah, exactly, and that bodes well going forward. Unfortunately, he was not able to translate those 60-win seasons into a championship, but there are a lot of factors that come into winning a championship. I don't think you can disparage Mike Brown at all because he did a terrific job in getting those teams to the level he got them to. And that experience will serve him well as he tries to help the Lakers win another championship.
Now let's go to Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, guys, when Amari Stoudemire left the Suns to join the Knicks, there were some people who questioned whether he could be as dominant without a great point guard like Steve Nash setting the table for him. In his first season, he certainly put those questions to bed. He had the second highest scoring average of his career, and he was dominant. Celtics coach Doc Rivers said, "I think we found out Amari is pretty good on his own." Guys.
He certainly is, Doris. Thank you so much.
And, you know, a great point guard will help any scorer. But Amari remains great no matter who's getting him the ball. He knows how to finish.
Stoudemire with the double team. Smith against Kobe. 6 on the shot clock. That doesn't go in either for Kobe.
I think in that situation, it was a nice try to create some space for himself with the fadeaway.
Out of bounds. They'll keep possession. The 3 from Anthony. No good, trying to beat the buzzer. So as we conclude the first half, so far fairly one-sided.
Your Lakers,
Knicks
14. The Knicks, 37.
And as we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started. The Knicks leading by 23.
I'll tell you what, the Knicks are not a team that puts fear into you when they hit the road. But they weren't the same pushovers they were in the years past.
Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. So the Lakers 5 right now. World Peace, Gasol and Bynum on the front court. Kobe is out there with Ramon Sessions. Brought up the Knicks on the road, 19-22 last season.
And that's a huge leap over what they did in the pre-Amari Melo days when they were really, really struggling on the road. So a big step for the Knicks last season. Let's see if they can capitalize this year and make even more improvement.
That doesn't go in either for Kobe.
Not a good look at the hoop. They've got to do a better job offensively creating some space.
Clark, their offense has been great here.
Yeah, I love the way they've looked. Really strong and together.
Yeah, and very aggressive, too. Keeping the defense off balance with their ball movement. I like the way they look. And Andrew Bynum, a guy who has been hit with injuries throughout his career. But when he's healthy, the Lakers are so tough to beat because of the length and size that Bynum and Gasol provide for that front line. Didn't matter that he was surrounded. He was the guy who muscled everybody else out of the way to get that board.
Here's Sessions, and it's rejected. But they retain possession. Over Chandler, and the Lakers with another miss.
Just 1 of 4 now to start this third quarter.
And last season, there were a few grumbles, Steve, after Bynum missed the first month and a half of the season. You see, Bynum had delayed surgery after the finals, Clark, so that he could go to the World Cup soccer.
Well, when you're a pro basketball player, that has to be your first priority. I'm a big-time soccer fan myself, but Bynum may have made a boo-boo there.
Yep.
Yeah, but he was ready to go come playoff time, and, you know, that's kind of the Lakers' go-to philosophy. Just be ready when the playoffs show up. And he did play pretty well in the postseason.
He has not done a good job taking care of the ball here tonight. 4 turnovers for him.
Bryant is whistled for reaching in. That's foul number 2 for him. And a whole new group out on the floor right now for the Knicks. Here's Davis. And they call goaltending. They'll give him the bucket.
They are in attack mode right now. That's 10 straight points, guys, all coming inside the paint.
And, Steve, if I'm them, I'd keep going right to the heart of that defense like they have been until they do something about it. If they don't offer resistance, take everything you can get in there.
13 feet out. Kobe, no good. Smooth sailing for New York. Since the second half started, they've only given up 3 points. He gets the bucket. 14 points for him.
And it has been total domination on their part.
Yeah, they haven't put the parking brake on at all. They're continuing to go full throttle and pile up the points.
And they're running. Stolen by World Peace. The finish. Oh! What a finish with the reverse dunk.
Boy, he hung him out to dry that time. A terrific reverse.
You can't help but be amazed by that dunk.
Man, that's one to remember, huh?
New York with the ball. 18 feet away. Rebounded by the Lakers. Sessions got his 5th rebound in this one. The shot's good from Bynum. Bynum's got 5 now.
Kevin, he's been a bright spot in what's otherwise been a little bit of a struggle for this team.
Davis.
Well, we all know Baron Davis is so talented, and when he's at his best, he can take over a game almost single-handedly. The question is which Baron Davis is going to show up. He's a very inconsistent player.
Matt Barnes is checked in for the Lakers. Blake comes in for Sessions. Tyson Chandler is checked in for the Knicks. Stoudemire comes in for Jared Jeffries. Shot, high post, and again it's the Lakers. And with Baron Davis, when he flips that switch, he's one of the most dangerous players in the league, especially with a great crowd in back.
Well, we all saw the way he played against the Dallas Mavericks in that great series back in 2007 in front of that raucous, enthusiastic Golden State crowd. So it's in him, but he too is adding years and hasn't been known to take the best care of himself during the offseason. But if he's focused there, he's dynamic on the court.
But he was center stage in 2007. You're right. He was
unbelievable.
terrific.
He was outstanding.
Here's Kobe. Tyson Chandler pulls it in. Chandler's got his 5th rebound right now in the game.
He's really struggling in this quarter right now. They need to think about getting the ball out of his hand.
And that one's good by Davis.
Well, they've got to do something defensively because he's been unstoppable.
And defensively, Steve, your only choice now is to double him. I mean, I don't think there's another option. You know, for so long we've seen the Lakers coast into the playoffs, put themselves in a tight spot, and then find a way out of it. But in that series versus Dallas in last season's playoffs, they really looked like a tired and overmatched team.
That's just a beautiful fast break.
Definitely. Textbook all the way to the nice finish at the rim.
And that one's good. And that's 11 points for Kobe Bryant.
That's a tough matchup, and yet he found a way to get off that shot. Impressive.
You know what, guys? I mean, those are really the kind of challenges he loves. I mean, he's that kind of competitor.
Davis gets whistled for blocking. That's his first foul.
I think he made the right call there. It's always a bang-bang play, but I don't think the defense had position.
You know, blocking fouls are never easy to whistle, but that one definitely looked like a block to me.
Jordan Hill, he's checked in for the Lakers. Murphy comes in for Pau Gasol. And he gets it to go as they call the foul. He's on his way to the line for one more. And for the Lakers, Kobe said, Clark, after that series, we've been playing with fire the last 3 years. Now we finally got what we deserve. Steve, that is a very interesting quote. Take it apart for us and delve into it.
Well, I think the Lakers had been to the finals for 3 straight years, and I think they were worn out emotionally. And for a couple of those playoff series over the years, they did play with fire and get away with it. Not last year. Dallas just destroyed them, and I think the Lakers just looked tired, both physically and mentally.
Shumpert offline with his 3. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. And Murphy kicks to Kobe. Rebound, Davis.
A very rough quarter for him as not much is falling right now.
Out of bounds. And they retain possession. Nine seconds left in the third. And it's good. Fought through contact, hits the shot. He'll go to the free throw line. And that one falls for Davis. Here's Kobe. He gets it up. No good on the buzzer beater. And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a 1. Unable to get the ball in bounds. They get called for the 5-second violation.
The offense looking much more crisp here. They're taking better care of the basketball.
Here's Anthony. Rebound, Hill.
Tell you what, the defender made a nice recovery there. It looked like he was beaten, but he still managed to challenge the shot.
On the court for the Knicks, Melo and Amari at the forward slots. Jeremy Lin is out there with Landry Fields. And it's Chandler in at the center, filling out the middle. A 10-footer, and it's Anthony again missing. Goes up the baseline, and the basket by Hill. Hill's got the fourth quarter going with the first basket of the period.
Oh! Now that's a special order right there.
Not everybody can cap off a dunk like that.
Yeah, very difficult maneuver, but a tremendous one if you can pull it off.
The shot's good. Sessions making him pay. And the Knicks with the ball. Murphy with the steal.
You know, he got a fingertip on it, but not enough to control the pass coming in that fast.
Here's New York. Lin. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Well, the big story for the Knicks this past year was the acquisition of Carmelo Anthony. Having already signed Amari Stoudemire, the Knicks made the deal for Anthony and all of a sudden had one of the great 1-2 combinations in the league.
Kobe's checked in for the Lakers. And back to Melo and Amari, they just need to build the right supporting cast around those two.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, those are two foundational pieces that are all-stars, so plugging in around them will be the next step. They're in the process of doing that, too. I mean, New York definitely reversed their fortunes with the moves they made last season. Guys, 21-9 were the Lakers last season against the Eastern Conference. They've been within a game of that record for the last 4 seasons. That's really consistently impressive.
You look at the teams in the East, not many who can match the length that the Lakers possess up front. What am I saying? There are a few teams in the entire league that can match that kind of length, Steve.
Yeah, the Twin Towers, Bynum and Gasol, really the Lakers' trump card. I mean, I think that's the key to this club. They've got to take advantage of those 2 guys this year, beat people up down on the block and on the glass. And if they can improve their defensive work on the perimeter, this could be a great team.
Second chance shot. Hill, no good.
I tell you what, despite the miss, he shouldn't hesitate to take those kinds of looks when he gets them. That's a good shot.
Here's Anthony. Can't get it to go. And it's the Lakers taking it the other way. World Peace against Fields. And it's World Peace missing.
He went to that double clutch, but really didn't need to. I thought he could have just made the direct layup in the first place.
Fields dishes to Chandler. Shoots. Hits the jump hook. 24 points for Carmelo Anthony.
That's 4 of their last 5 buckets now coming in the paint area.
And they're in attack mode right now, barreling in there with bad man intentions.
No question there. That's a charge. He had his feet set.
You know, a lot of times that's the hardest call to make. It can go either way, but that was the right call. It was pretty obvious that was a charge.
Here is Davis. Covered by World Peace. Good on the shot.
Another fast break hoop. They're just outrunning their opponent here.
You know what, Steve? I think the defense has left themselves vulnerable, and they're learning the hard way that speed definitely kills.
Will it go? Kobe can't hit.
I wonder if switching baskets really threw him off. I mean, because he can't get anything to fall this half.
And some changes here for the Lakers. Andrew Bynum's checked in for Hill. Gasol comes in for Troy Murphy. And Matt Barnes is subbed in for Meta World Peace. And so here is New York. To the inside. Knocked away. Inside. Pushes up. Shumpert. No good with the layup.
Tell you what, credit the defense there. They really contested that layup.
18 feet away. And the Lakers with another miss. And here comes Davis. Harrelson. Defended by Gasol.
Great job defensively, getting out and forcing that turnover. As soon as they made that steal, they was off and running.
Yep, and they acted on it, partner. That's an easy 2 points off the pilfer.
Here's Davis, and in he goes for the easy 2. Davis has got 13 points here in the second half alone. Here's Barnes. Shot is off, and New York takes it the other way. Out of bounds, and they'll keep possession. And the Lakers making a change here. World Peace is checked in, and a new group in for the Knicks. Here is Fields. Back to Chandler. And he makes good on the layup.
And that should do it. This is an insurmountable lead.
Yep, there's too little time left, too big a deficit to overcome. This one's over.
And a new group in for the Knicks. Here's Kobe. Picked up by Davis. And the basket by Kobe.
Well, nice to see one go finally. It's been a tough game for him here offensively.
Shumpert. The Lakers with the rebound.
Wow, tough shot.
Very, very difficult.
Oh, up high, down hard.
A monster throwdown. Wow. Boom. Well, maybe the play of the game right there.
An alley-oop slam is always going to be at the top of the list there, Clark.
Yeah.
You're right.
That's one of my favorite plays in basketball, guys.
Here's and Kobe throws it down.
I don't know what to say about that. I mean, he went reverse on it. Beautifully done.
Clark. Boom! And nobody getting in the way.
Not at all. Major throwdown there.
Well, he had a man in the paint, and he found him with the nice assist.
Here's the Lakers with the ball. Makes the alley-oop pass. Rebound the Lakers. Gasol's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. Davis against Kobe. No good. And New York takes it the other way.
I don't like his body language, guys, right now.
Oh!
That should be absolutely illegal.
Man, that's going to do it. I mean, this thing is pretty much over. They've played well.
Well, it has been a bit anticlimactic the end of the game, but sometimes that's the way it goes.
Poked away.
Well, they have definitely gotten into their heads defensively with all the steals they've been able to get.
That's probably going to do it. They are just putting this team away.
Steve, I thought they caught fire just at the right time, blowing this one wide open as the clock winds down.
Shumpert, guarded by Kobe. And that's going to be a turnover. They call him for 8 seconds. And a whole new group out on the floor right now for the Knicks. 27 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Now Chandler defending. Takes it right up. And Kobe gets it to go.
He double pumped the layup and still got it to go. No problem.
They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it in bounds that time.
Lakers ball.
Here's Bynum. Sessions up top. And the rejection by Stoudemire. But they recover it. That drops.
Yeah, world peace.
That'll be a 5-second call.
Turnover. Lakers ball.
Woo! Kick it out.
Here's Bynum. Tries a 3. No luck. Gasol gets called for the reach. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far.
Well, they're not going to get back into this game when they commit frustration fouls like that one.
How about exasperation fouls? I mean, that's what it looked like to me. It's an indication of the kind of game they've been having.
So no problem for New York as they get the win. Some days, Clark, everything goes right for a team, and they just had one of those games.
Yeah, it certainly was. I mean, these guys played a great all-around basketball game here.
And that about wraps it up for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. This is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA presented by 2K Sports. And now, Jordan presents our player of the game, Carmelo Anthony.
Hours on the office, averaging 2.5 meals. Minutes to come back to the cozy 3-room flat.